Behold the wizard. Beware his powers. Unspeakable powers. He is the wizard. The mystical wizard.
Greetings, travelers, Wiz Kids, and Wordplayers. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wow Wednesday once again. I am the Wow in Wow Wednesday, Wizard of Wordplay, and I am joined, as I am always, by the Gremlin King himself, Samurai Snowman.
Hola and konnichiwa, my brother. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. It's just us right now.
Fuck yeah, dude. This is when the show is at it. This is what you get. This is the raw, violent, and sexual power of the show right here.
Yeah, this is the MTV of Wow Wednesday.
This is the Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan of Wow Wednesday.
Yeah. It's Wow Wednesday once again, and you know, I've been busy, I suppose, but tell me about your week. What have you been doing?
I've been slightly busy, slightly not really busy. I've really just been preparing for my move down to South Carolina. We got the house all sold finally. We got like a month to get out of here. I can really leave at any time. I'm kind of just being lazy as shit about it.
Yeah.
So I've been actually up in my drawing a lot the past few days, which has been good.
Mm-hmm.
But what about you, man?
I've been, working, and I did do some drawing, and as you saw, some logo work.
Trying to get nice. Look clean.
Trying to get the thing how I like it, because a part of me, because I want to do vintage comics, look so much. Part of me just wants it to be just so plain and just flat,
Look at all the DC's and Marvel's old logos to get like a good kind of idea of what you'd want.
Yeah, that's what I've been more or less doing. But like, I also kind of like when they like Iron Man's, right? When they kind of like took Iron Man's and gave it more like depth and texture and everything, and it's like, okay, it's got that, kind of look to it. But yeah, so it's just basically like, what I want it to look like. It's like, oh, is it better to just be flat, or is it better to have some type of something to it? So, I'll knock that around still. But I'm definitely a lot better than the original logo I had made. Like, I was looking at it, and it's because it's still the lock screen of my computer, and it's just like, man, I was just like, took me probably like 2 seconds to do that back then. And this one I'm like really hammering out. But did get some drawing done too. Preston's here. Hello. Hail, cool guys. Yeah, we're only the cool guys are here right now.
Damn
the
straight.
Southerner. This is the Yankee Doodle portion of the show. We don't have
Northerners.
We don't have the Southerners here. But yeah, so I did do like.
Wait, so aren't we the bad guys in the Civil War?
No, the North. I'm pretty sure the North weren't. Yeah, did you fail history class, Snowman?
Well, you can answer that question yourself.
Why do we even need to ask?
Yeah, I did. History was like my least favorite subject too. Actually,
history's like easy. I rocked history class. Like,
it's actually it's becoming way more important to me because it's actually kind of essential for like especially long form storytelling. You need to like know how history builds and like events and shit, how they connect to build to other things. But I already know all that. But
well, it's also good to be able to pull from real world events and.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, trust me, I have for sure. But yeah, you're 100%.
And especially for like in my stories, right? Like my pirate story, I'm definitely pulling from like real history. Ruby's also here saying, hey.
I thought you motherfuckers were in a meeting.
Bent was also saying hi. Yeah, they're probably just they're e-fapping us right now.
Oh shit, we're the new villains.
But no, in the in in the pirate story, I pull from real history and everything of the era of the golden age piracy, and then in the superhero story, that'll have a lot of like post World War II, post Vietnam era kind of stuff. So it's always good. It's another thing to pull from, not just pulling from like fiction. It's another thing to.
Yep, I for sure have. I definitely like slavery is a huge part of the my story. Just like all types of like oppressive governments, and that religion is a huge part of my story. So I definitely pulled a lot of shit from religion as well.
But yeah, so history class was always easy for me. I remember, like, I was the only kid that actually like paid attention in it was like high school, so like I was the only one that paid attention during high school history class. And it's just like it was so easy for me. It gets a little, the problem with history class now is we just skip over so much, because every history class always starts from the beginning, right? Like every US history class, like I took like one world history, but every US history class always starts with the colonies and the revolution. It's like, yeah, we covered this last year, but we always have to go through to there, and then we go into Civil War, and then and it's like, and then by the time you're getting to like modern history or like the 2000s, you barely have time to cover anything. Like I still am like most ignorant on World War I, because everyone jumps right over World War I to get to World War II, because they want to talk about the Nazis and the Holocaust and stuff.
Dude,
and
World War One is like actually starts kind of weirder and a little more interesting. It's over some like petty disputes and shit. It's really weird how World War One starts. But honestly, I don't really remember the exact details of it either.
Yeah, I know like the full igniting of the powder keg was the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. But like I don't know the whole build up to like what like France and Germany and all that was like, what Europe was like, like you don't really get to, they don't really go over that. They're just like, yeah, World War One happened, and then Germany was really poor, and then Hitler, and so it's like, all right, but anyway, yeah, so I worked on some practice for the like trying to get the art style down for like that Silver Age kind of look. So I did some practice with that, trying to do like a study where I was like tracing over art, and then was going to just take that and then draw like a third thing, kind of like, as reference, or using the skills. But it's hard to like find the time, like only getting so much time off or whatever. And especially now
it sucks that your work schedule changes a lot.
Yeah,
it's not
I don't have just set a set day off. Yeah, and then when I do have a day off, well, I have so much I want to do art wise during it. I want to draw, like I want to do practice stuff. I want to work on the actual comic. I want to work stuff on the logo. I got to do YouTube clipping, and so there's a lot of like, there's a lot that goes into it. I hope to figure out the balance fairly soon.
You'll get it, man. It'll take a while.
Cynic also saying, hey, all of them.
No. you go play with Ruby, you jerks.
But yeah, so I also worked on I uncanceled the preview book because it's only 4 pages, and I think that I need the actual like thing. I need the preview book to sell first. That way I can have it for the trademarks and everything. Like, here it is, it's over there, instead of waiting forever to put out the actual completed book, So I was doing that, which that very first panel, you remember it, it's the tavern building, that's all like bricks. And fucking drawing that is such a pain in the ass. Like, I spent hours on the corner. I'm like, it's so hard.
Dude, there's a cover I'm trying to finish. There's probably 6 buildings in the background. They're all skyscrapers. So it's like, dude, I'm not trying to draw all these fucking windows. That shit sucks. The buildings suck, man.
Yeah.
The final product of them looks really good once you get nasty
Once you
with them,
get-
but they're a bitch,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, so having to do like the corner, which is like it's that cornerstone style, brick thing where it's like it's different than the rest of the brick. It has the thing that holds it there. So having to do that, and so you're just drawing like a line and then 2 squares, and then you can't just do like a whole grid, because then that doesn't doing it just as a grid looks too weird. I want it to kind of look rough and hand drawn, so it's got to be hand drawn. So you got to sit there and go loop, loop, loop. Oh, that's too big of a loop. Now it looks weird, So, but yeah, so it's basically, I started doing it in blue because I do red, then blue, and then black. But sometimes something like this, I do red, blue, and then black final. I just was like, I'm doing this in black and I'm leaving it. Like, I'm not gonna drew this like 6 times.
Yeah, you can kind of less is more sometimes with like atmosphere and fucking buildings and shit. You can kind of just draw some of the bricks, like skip some space, draw a little bit more bricks, and then skip some
especially
space.
Because the way I pictured in my head is this panel is going to be basically like blue and black because it's meant to be like night and stormy, and you know how they would kind of depict like outside, like buildings at night, it'd be in blue, be hard black, and then everything would be blue, and then you'll get some yellow for the glow of the window, right? And so it's basically like no one's going to see this brick. Like it's the very first panel. It's an exterior shot. No one's going to be going this with a fine tooth comb. And if they are, it's a free story. So it's like, I shouldn't be so,
Right. Yeah. It's
like,
your first one too.
Yeah.
Don't be so hypercritical about it.
More
Especially
than anything, I want
for the TMs.
Yeah. More than anything, I want the people to look good. That's what the struggle is going to be. Is because that'll hit your brain worse to be like, this does not look right.
Yeah, that's more uncanny valley than anything else.
Yeah. But
also my anatomy's getting good.
Yeah. I try to practice it best I can. It's the problem is having the crutch of being able to trace 3D assets. It's like the models you can pose. Like it's pretty good, but you can only do so much with that. You have to learn facial structure and eyes placement, nose placement, how to do all that stuff.
Tracing will get you so far. You got to kind of learn like how the hand is drawn that way, like the shapes behind it, and so that way you don't need to like you said, use it as a crutch. Yeah, it'll make you faster too.
Yeah, so it's basically like that'll be the idea. But if I spend all day working on a single panel, getting a guy to look right, and there's plenty of like people online that like have their photos for reference and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot on just 2D pictures. You can go and look up like public domain old photographs or drawings of people from the era and be like, this guy has the look I want. I'll just look at this, and never shirk photo reference and stuff, because your brain can't do it all, But anyway, so I'm excited to get back working on that, and especially working on the logo and stuff. It's like, I got to make these comics. I can't not do it. It's too fun. Also, I continue with Last of Us season 2. It's still honestly pretty good. But for any of the Last of Us 2 haters out there, Bella Ramsey is the arguably worst part of the show.
The main chick?
Yeah.
I thought what I've seen from her, she's actually a pretty good actress from what I saw from the few clips.
She's not bad. It's just the way she acts as older Ellie just doesn't. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just she's not as good as everyone else. Like the other Bella, Isabella, who plays Dina, carries the show, and she's actually
is that like her girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's like a mixed chick, right?
Yeah, she's the same actress that's playing Hawkgirl in Superman.
Oh, okay.
And she's really good. Like like I said, she carries that show. And everyone else is good too. But Pedro Pascal will be back in the next episode. That's cool. They're doing the flashback part of Last of Us 2. But
Yeah, the one scene that was actually kind of like the one scene I saw of her acting is when Pedro Pascal got wrecked. It's pretty
yeah,
emotional,
it was.
hard hitting
It
scene.
was. Yeah, and she's not bad in that either. I should say they, but they're not bad in it. But
Ben said she's a daddy now, dude. They are tearing her apart online, man. That shit is so funny. All the memes of her. I don't really feel bad for her because she's getting paid, but oh shit.
Jesker's here. Finally, he got out of his mourning. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Gentlemen. No. Morning. No. Y'all not checked Twitter, have you?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Wow. Are we
Gentlemen,
even following each other?
look what just dropped.
Hold on. Shut the fuck up.
Oh shit, dude! No way. Can't be what I think it is.
I'm not. What am I gotta look at?
Hold up.
Let
Let me
you
get
have
my
a
screen
Twitter
right.
Send a link. Send a link in the
No,
private chat.
I'm gonna hold up. I'll just share my screen.
Are you gonna share it? All right. I don't know.
Yeah. A little bit of an apology from Square Enix. It's not a trailer, but we got some screenshots.
Oh, you got me.
Oh, that don't mean nothing.
That's the same.
No,
shit
no,
that
it's
was in the
not.
other
No,
thing.
it's not. No, it's not. Look at that, dude. That is in the new engine.
I guess.
And there's
I mean-
Mickey there. You got.
Oh, I see down there.
Yeah, you got like the Neo Dark Side at night, during looks like it's during a storm, maybe.
Yeah, like it's cloudier than in the original.
But no, like this is in Unreal Engine 5, whereas the trailer was in Unreal Engine 4. Nah, boys. This just dropped. This literally just dropped. That's why I'm late. I was like, this can't
It
be
did.
real. And it's real.
It-
Oh shit. So
Looks cool.
yeah,
We shall
bro.
see.
It's looking sexy, bro. I'm bricked up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kingdom
Now,
Hearts 4 says Ruby. What's up, Mordred King?
There is a. Let's see. Where's the message from Nomura? Fuck. Oh yeah, here we go. To our Kingdom Hearts community, we're currently
Close
working hard.
your DMs, by the way.
Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck. To our Kingdom Hearts community, we're currently working hard on Kingdom Hearts 4, and we'll continue pouring ourselves into the game's development. We're dedicated to making this experience. Making this an experience that lives up to your expectations.
I've heard that before, right? Like didn't they say about 3?
Here it is. We've seen how excited you are, and we are truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts. We are equally excited and can't wait to share more about Kingdom Hearts 4 when the time is right. Until then, we appreciate your patience. Thank you for your continued support. Please be excited. That's pretty much what that.
Please clap.
Please be excited. Look, man. Missing Link being canceled. I mean, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, it's kind of sad for the lore, but on the other hand, I'm not a mobile gamer, bro. I've never been a mobile gamer.
Mobile games suck for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it really the right place to be doing like this, like a lot like these lore heavy story driven games? No, it's not. I mean, there's a reason why people keep demanding for like Union Cross to be remade on consoles and stuff, and why people wanted Missing Link to come to consoles, because that's where the Kingdom Hearts fan base is. It's on consoles, it's not on mobile. It is what it is. That being said, it kind of worries me now as far as the development of Kingdom Hearts 4, because how much of the story in 4 was tied to Missing Link? How much of it is going to have to be rewritten? How much stuff is going to have to be reshuffled to kind of make up for it? What's going to happen? Are they going to take like Missing Link's story and repurpose it in Kingdom Hearts 4? That concerns me. I know everybody's saying, oh, this means they can spend more time developing 4. But if 4 had a lot of connections to Missing Link, that kind of messes up the pacing, the story, like how things are going to flow in Kingdom Hearts 4. And that could cause a lot of things to be reset as far as development goes.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first like full-on game they've canceled, right?
Um,
Kingdom Hearts wise.
First confirmed game that they've canceled. And the reason why I say that is because you remember that at the end of Birth by Sleep final mix, they had like that 0.2 fragmentary.
Oh yeah. I just watched a thing that had referenced that.
Yeah, where it had like, Diz and Kyrie and Riku and stuff. But then when Fragmentary Passage actually came out, it was just an Aqua Kingdom Hearts 3 demo.
Mm-hmm.
There is speculation that Birth by Sleep 0.2 is going to be a much larger game. And it got cut down to basically a Kingdom Hearts 3 demo.
Yeah.
Ruby asked a great question in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Sorry to interrupt the Jesse James show. Sorry to interrupt.
Am I selling fee picks? I mean, how much would you get?
Well, you're gonna need to buy that $100 Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, give me enough.
I mean, I'll spend $100 for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, man, I don't know what this means as far as the development of 4 goes. I'm glad that they've given us these screenshots. I think this is them being like, sorry.
Yeah, it's like there's been no news, like literally zero news. And then the news we get is, by the way, the next game that you've been waiting for, we canceled
it. Yeah. I mean, it's...
You guys can play Kingdom Hearts 1.9.8.7 in the meantime.
I hope maybe this is Square Enix like finally realizing, okay, let's cut down on the fat. Let's actually focus on the things that people actually give a damn about. Let's stop with this mobile shit. Let's stop with all these little side projects we have going on. Let's actually focus on the mainline Kingdom Hearts. Let's focus on the mainline Final Fantasy. Let's buckle down and let's give people... Maybe this is them realizing who their fans really are. Because their fans are not mobile. We're not the Fortnite people, okay?
Yeah.
We're not doing the gotcha shit. Like, that is not Square Enix's fan base. Square Enix's fan base is story-driven JRPG lovers. That's who they are. That's who brought you to the prom, Square. Don't leave with these other motherfuckers, these other shallow bitches, all right? Leave with us. We brought you to the prom. And maybe if there's a silver lining here, it might be that.
Yeah, and it is weird how it's basically like Dark Road sets up Missing Link, and then they're just not going to do anything with it. Like, I hope they at least do a movie like they did with Back Cover, where it's like, here's all the cutscenes that we kind of had made, and we're going to pay some animation team to finish our storyboards or something, because it just seems like there was Missing Link was the link, right? It was the missing link between the Scalad, Kylum, and the whatever else we're supposed to get.
It's weird, man, because you got to remember there's technically 3 excuse me, there's technically 3 sagas of Kingdom Hearts games. There's the Dark Seeker saga, which is of course all the stuff where Xehanort is a villain. And then you have what is known as the Key saga, which is like Union Cross, Dark Road, and Missing Link was supposed to be the final part of that.
Yeah.
And then of course Kingdom Hearts 4 is the beginning of the Lost Master saga. So I don't know, man. I wish they would just do like a remake or something. It doesn't even have to be in like, Kingdom Hearts 4 style graphics. Like, do it in the old school graphics you did for, the PS2 style graphics for Kingdom Hearts games. Do some kind of remake of like the mobile stuff and like cut down all the needless filler stuff and focus on the main shit and release that on consoles. I mean, that's what I want to see. And put the Missing Link stuff in there with it.
Yeah. Do you think that we're also going to get a Kingdom Hearts 3 final mix?
No.
Before 4?
No, I've been seeing that today, and I don't know where that's come from. Guys, the Remind DLC is Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix.
See,
That's what it was. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix.
I guess the idea is that because Remind is still a separate purchase, because you know how like some games will do that, they'll do like the definitive edition or whatever, and it's the DLC's added in, you know.
I mean, we might get that, but that's not anything new. That's literally just Kingdom Hearts 3 complete. And
you could throw in, and you would basically, what you would do with a final mix is you'd throw in the Kingdom Hearts 4 teaser that they released of like him waking up in Quadratum, you know, and then have and then have that be like the after credit scene of the secret final thing you can unlock. But what I would want more than anything, I've wanted it since Remind came out, is I want Olympus Coliseum and an Olympus Coliseum with like an infinite like battle system that you then could play with Kyrie, Roxas, Aqua, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like I will like all those characters introduced in Remind that you can't play with anywhere else but those boss fights. Like kind of tweak them a bit and throw them up. Let me play like hordes of enemies with all those characters, you know, just for fun, just mess around with the combat, you know,
make the Coliseum into like a multiplayer mode
or that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see. I don't think that's going to happen, but I honestly, I think Remind was your final mix for Kingdom Hearts 3. Again, could they like do a thing where they like have the DLC packed in with Kingdom Hearts 3 instead of making it a separate purchase? Yeah, but I wouldn't consider that to be anything. That's just that's like the Final Fantasy 15 like Royal Edition or whatever. It's like it's nothing new. It's just the same content you got before, but now it's packaged together. Like that's nothing. That's really nothing. I don't know, unless they add like a Kingdom Hearts 4 demo to it, like maybe. But
that'd be pretty crazy to do that even. But if they're going to do that, they do it as a they do what they did with Birth by or Fragmentary Passage, right? Where it would just be a whole new game in the new engine. Which you could do that with Missing Link stuff if you wanted to be nuts, you know.
I mean, yeah. Look, man, honestly, if they really wanted to win over a lot of people, when they announced that Missing Link was being canceled today, instead of putting out these screenshots, imagine if they said, okay, look, yes, this game's canceled. Yes, it's been a while since we've had a trailer. How about we give you guys a little demo of Kingdom Hearts 4? How about we just drop that on you all of a sudden? Go check out PSN. Yeah. Go check out whatever the fuck Xbox's store is called. Go check it out. It's dropping right now. There's a demo, a little demo for you guys. And I'd be like, you know what, Square? All is forgiven.
It's time and IP locked, so you can only play for a half an hour and then it's gone forever.
Ooh, no.
That's all you're gonna get of it.
Yeah. You want to piss people off, you can do it that way.
But there is one casualty of the Missing Link cancellation. You know, and we'll play the song of our people, but the Missing Link Dearly Beloved.
Oh no, the best version.
The best version. Yeah. So we can just play it. I mean, who cares? But
turn it up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Like, it did need to go this hard for the mobile game.
It's not even coming out anymore.
So. Yeah. And then, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So and then also as was shared by an account that I follow, random Kingdom Hearts screenshots. The screenshot of there ain't gonna be any games for a while. Close.
Vabin is right though. Like they just I don't know why Square keeps thinking like their IPs are ideal for mobile gaming. They're not.
No.
Like these are Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts are both very deep lore driven franchises.
Grumpy is here.
It doesn't work on mobile,
Grumpy.
man. It just doesn't work. I get there's a lot of money to be made there, but I mean, I know, Ruby, there's a lot of money to be made there, but the thing is, think about like how much was going to go into Missing Link. It was going to be a Pokemon Go style mobile experience.
Which is
it doesn't
10 years too late on that, Square. Like striking on the iron is cold.
Yeah, I mean
mobile
it's
is just not made for gaming. It's just not efficient at all for video gaming.
Yeah. Like it Missing Link sadly was the best looking of the mobile games because it looked like a console game. Yeah. Like you could move your character and run around and have combat instead of just like the random colors moving across the screen like Union had.
Yeah, it's not the type of franchise that just lends itself to mobile gaming, especially not a GPS style Pokemon Go. I mean, come on, man. I mean, what are we doing? Like, it's a dumb idea.
I did like one thing I will say that I did like about it is when you would drop in on the map, it had a like building and like the streets like lined up to where you would have been in the world. And so that's cool. And so people were actually going to like Shibuya and it would have like the buildings, but in like old like Gothic looking architecture, like stuff like that. I'm like, that's cool. Like I like that gimmick. That's a cool way to do it. But yeah, so
but I feel like that outside of Japan, I don't think there'd be a lot of people like doing this.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love Kingdom Hearts, let's keep it real, dog. Kingdom Hearts is not Pokemon. That audience is two different audiences. We ain't going out searching for Heartless, all right?
Yeah.
I ain't going out searching for Heartless. I don't know, man. Like Square has got an identity crisis.
Well, but their course. What's important is their course correcting.
I hope their course.
The mobile games are done. The next game is a mainline game, Kingdom Hearts 4. This is the shortest gap between a mainline game, I guess, since 1 and 2, as far as like content in between. Like, yeah.
I guess. I mean, Nomura technically considers Birth by Sleep to be Kingdom Hearts 0. That's in his mind, it's Kingdom Hearts 0, but you know, that's just what Nomura considers it. Anyways, I hope this means they're course correcting. I don't know for sure if it does or not, but I hope that's what this is a sign of.
Yeah. But anyway, besides the Kingdom Hearts news, how was your week this week?
It's been all right, man. It's been okay. I'm tired. Just work and stuff. You know how it is.
Well, I talked about a lot of my week already, but I saved the one part. As Snowman and Cynic knows, I went to the movie theaters and saw Thunderbolts. My first time going to an MCU movie, really since Deadpool 3, but the first time going to I consider that more like a Fox X-Men movie. So like first time going to an MCU movie since Love and Thunder.
Yikes.
I went over, it's a small theater right across the street, and was like, oh, I'll go over there and watch Thunderbolts because usually the stuff that comes to that theater is like the stuff that's 2 weeks late after it leaves the big theater in town. But they had Thunderbolts right away. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll just walk right over there and watch it. And then as Snowman, Cynic, and Swan know, I was the only person in the theater for the showing. And so I sat down and was there for a half an hour until the guy comes into the theater and goes, hey, you have to leave because you're the only one here. And I'm going to close. And so I got...
Dude was just being a lazy fuckhead.
Yeah, he just was being a little lazy, wanted to just go home. And so he gave me free tickets for another showing, and then I went home. And then went back the next day, and he said, like, if you come back the next day, I'll give you your popcorn and your pop, and you can just, like, you just sit back down or whatever. And so I did. I went back, and so I was able to finish Thunderbolts. And my first thoughts coming out of the theater, I messaged the guys. I said, it wasn't bad. It flew by, which is nice. Like, it's short. It just was missing something. Like, it was missing, like, I would almost have to watch it again. But here's the other thing. It's like, I don't want to watch it again for like a while. Like, it's not like it's hard to put it into words because I don't feel insulted like I used to do watching MCU. Like watching like Thor: Love and Thunder, I felt insulted. But like I didn't feel insulted. Like I'm like, yeah, I know these characters enough from the other shows and stuff. They're not bad. Everyone's doing okay, like there's like 3 action scenes. It's like they're all right, There's one that has bad CGI though. Like it's a cool moment where basically they're fighting history, right? You can see the GIFs on Twitter and everything, and it's like the CGI looks so, like the people are so fake. Like it used to be when they're flopping around, they'd be doing stunts, so they'd throwing them on green screen mattresses and stuff like that. But now it's all CGI puppets, and it's
it's trash.
It looks fake. Especially that's supposed to be a really cool scene, but you're just looking at it on the big huge screen. You're just like, ugh.
Tom Cruise would have did all the stunts himself. Should have just got Tom Cruise.
Even then, like they would have done the stunts themselves like 10 years ago. Like it wasn't even like. But so yeah, I don't know what they were doing where it's like, oh, that just looks bad. But no, I would say if you're not it was
like a ground rule double, not a home run.
Yeah, like it's not a home run. Like it's not up there. People were really putting this thing over. Like, oh, it's one of the best, post Endgame movies, and it's technically is one of the ones that's not like a nostalgia bait multiverse movie, but it's not like amazing. It's not bad. Like if you had an excuse to go, I'd say, yeah, go and draw your own conclusions. You're not going to feel insulted by watching. You're not going to feel like you're not going to be looking at the clock like, God, when's this thing going to end? Like it flies by and it's like, all right. But I said it too. That's like, it's 2 hours and like 8 minutes. It feels like they cut 20 minutes out of this movie that was like, it desperately needed. Like it needed a little extra something in there in parts, but yeah. So like I said, go watch it if you feel inclined. You won't, I guess, be disappointed, but also like wait for it to be on Disney Plus and watch it then. Probably better, Yelena is a highlight. Like she's pretty good, and John Walker's good. John Walker's good too. And the first half hour that I saw twice is honestly the peak of the movie. Because it's the most grounded and it's the most like action based thing. And it's also pretty creative in some of the things that they have the characters do. Like there's a point where basically they have to escape from this like base in the first half hour, and they have the power shut off. So they have to like go up an elevator shaft. And so how they do it is they all like go back to back like Emperor's New Groove, and they all have to go one step at a time up the shaft. And that was pretty funny. Like that's pretty fun, like a fun thing to think of. But and Sentry's cool. You just don't see much out of him.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, like Sentry's Sentry's cool, and I'm assuming he's going to do more in Secret Wars and everything. But it's just like, I don't know, like what this movie needed was a villain. Like having just the Void be the villain, but then the Void's not even a villain. It's just dealing with their own
you're
personal.
saying too much.
I don't know. Like
That's
you're
what I
either
wanna
gonna.
see.
Okay, well, I say for you, if you want to see it, then go see it. Otherwise, like it's just like it's spoiler wise. There's not many bad spoilers, but anyway, yeah. So I saw Thunderbolts and just was all right. It was okay. I'd say it's better than most of the modern ones, but I don't even know where to put it. Like, do I put it next to Guardians 1? Maybe, possibly. Not bad. Probably about a Guardians 1 level.
I mean, that's pretty good.
It's good. It's just that it's like it's
If
not
that wasn't
like
what you expected, and you kind of don't know how to feel about it yet.
I don't know how to feel about it. I'm just like, yeah, like I don't hate it. I didn't hate my time with it. You know, perfectly fine, enjoyable experience, but didn't wow me like everyone kind of built up. And I feel like it could have wowed me if I had more time and an actual like a better villain. But and then I felt like, yeah, you could be, but definitely more time because the character dynamics are fun, but they don't interact like in a weird way. Suicide Squad, the David Ayer version, does better with its characters being thrown together and learning to be like a family than Thunderbolts does.
That dude, honestly, the character work is so good in that first Suicide Squad. It almost makes it watchable.
Yeah,
That
like
is the
there's
best part of that movie by far. It's really good. I love the characters. I will give it to that Suicide Squad that the characters are great in that movie.
like there's a similar scene where the Thunderbolts like walk away from their mission like the Suicide Squad does, but there's not like that moment of the bar that the Suicide Squad has where they all just sit in the bar and all just talk, you know? Like there's not one of those scenes. They do something like it inside of the Void, but also not really because they basically said they cut a whole lot out. So Sleeping Psychopathy said I like the soundtrack. FNT was quick to shit on it as usual. Yeah, I mean like
They're all hacks and grifters now.
Yeah, I saw the Nerdrotic thing and it was like, oh, the Thunderbolts, you know, is failing and they're scared. It's like I don't know. I paid for the movie once, went to saw it twice. I wasn't gonna buy it. You know, I wasn't gonna pay for it, but I was just figured. So that's an extra ticket that they haven't had for many movies. But yeah, so Thunderbolts. Give it your time if you feel like you want to, but you really don't feel like you have to.
I feel like though, if you're comparing it to Guardians 1, see Guardians 1 to me, it was
It's a beloved film.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Guardians 1. Like, you know, I went in there not because I wasn't really all that familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy from the comics, but I came out of there and I was like, that's really damn good. So if you're comparing it to Guardians 1, that's pretty high praise.
Yeah, like I'd say it's because it's hard to because it's better than the bad ones. Like it's better than Captain Marvel. It's better than
Here we go. Is it better than Thor 2?
Better than Thor 2.
Oh,
yeah, probably better than Thor 2, yeah. Thor 2 is a good Thor movie. It's just not a good movie. Like to as far as because Thor 2 can drag. Like what's the runtime of Thor 2 actually?
Feels like 3.5 hours.
3.25 hours.
It's an hour and 52. It's shorter than Thunderbolts.
It's an hour and 52.
That's like one of the shortest of Marvel movies too, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it definitely like it's longer than Thor: The Dark World, but it flies by. Like you are not bored. You're almost like it ends and you're wanting more out of it. You're like, well, that was
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like it has the heart. It just didn't. It didn't have enough oomph in it. It was missing.
Yeah, it didn't have enough oomph. Like that's literally what I said. My message, like it was missing. I'm literally like I'm feeling like I'm missing something. Like I'm missing some oomph. I'm missing a little bit more action scenes, a little bit more character like interacting with each other, having these moments. Like there's stuff with like Yelena and Red Guardian and Yelena and the Void, or with the fucking Sentry. Where it's like there's that, but then there's not like here's Ghost and John Walker, or here's Bucky and John Walker. Like Bucky and John Walker should interact more often. They met each other back in Falcon and Winter Soldier. They went on, the one mission together. You would think that they should have the scene together, but they really don't. Like Red Guardian and Bucky have one little interaction that you can see in like one of the trailers for like a few seconds, but like that'd be a fun interaction. Like here's Russia's super soldier and like the Hydra Russian super soldier, and he has a little moment where he's like, "What serum did you get?" I got a Hydra one. Like, oh, cool, I got a Russian one or whatever, and they kind of like have that kind of moment, but then that's it. So it's like it's like just a little, just more in that way, I guess. But also, Ghost could have been cut out of the movie, and you probably wouldn't have noticed. Like, they should have used somebody else for that role. I don't know who, but I feel like you could have just had anyone else there. She doesn't do anything important, and she honestly stands out for being like the non-super soldier or connected. She's not connected to anybody. Like at least John Walker was Captain America. And he went on a mission with Bucky. Red Guardian is Yelena's dad, right? Surrogate dad. They have a connection there. And then when John Walker interacts with Yelena, it's like, oh, it's interesting, But then Ghost is like, I remember me from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then everyone's like, no, I don't.
I don't. Who is Florence Pugh's character too? I don't know who she is at all.
That's Yelena. That's Black Widow's sister, quote unquote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so this like movie explores her past a lot, much like how Age of Ultron did for Black Widow and stuff, about the Red Room and doing all that. But yeah, like I said, not bad. It's just it was missing some pieces in some ways. Grumpy says Thunderbolt seems like an actually decent MCU flick without the crap it's been filled with since Endgame. I have yet to see it, but it looks fun. Brave New World wasn't fun.
I saw some of the fucking fight scene with that Red Hulk, man. I kind of still want to see that movie.
Yeah, but at this
that
point,
Brave, crazy.
Or I think it's on Disney Plus now, so that means in like 2 days they'll have Brave New World all Red Hulk scenes on YouTube and just watch that probably.
Yeah, probably.
Look, I did go see Captain America
dog
4.
Shit.
I did go see Captain America 4. I didn't see it 4 fucking times, Andrew. 4 fucking times. I saw it once, and I came out and I was like, not bad. Not amazing.
I've fallen asleep to the original Suicide Squad a bunch of times.
Terrible.
Like in the theater, or is it one of those movies that you throw in to fall asleep to? Because I used to do that with like Iron Man 1. Back when because I only had the DVD and there was like no TV, right? So it's just like, just fucking like throw in Iron Man 1 and then go to sleep and then wake up to the DVD music, the dun 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 dun, dun I used to do it to Thor because Thor starts really quiet, so you could fall asleep to Thor pretty easily too. But
Red Hulk was Harrison Ford was the best part of that movie, though.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm glad he said he had fun with it. So that'd be awesome if they bring him back to be Red Hulk again.
You can tell that Harrison Ford enjoyed being in that movie.
He was loving it.
The Sleeping Psychopathy said the Black Widow movie was dog shit.
The
biggest problem with the Black Widow movie is that it came out at the wrong time.
Yeah,
it should. We've talked about this before. It should have come out after Winter Soldier. With as much emphasis and focus that she got in that movie, the perfect time to come out with a Black Widow film would have been after Winter Soldier.
Or even after Civil War. Like,
yeah, I mean, that would have worked too. But I was fully expecting, when I got done watching Winter Soldier, I was like, give it a year or two. We're going to have a Black Widow movie.
Yeah. And then have Captain Marvel come out after Endgame instead of Black
Out
Widow.
of
Like,
fucking
Yeah.
nowhere, she didn't put in no time with all the characters in the universe. And
yeah,
I'm not even a Black Widow fan, but even I was pissed for Scarlett Johansson after that. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, fuck this bitch. Because Scarlett Johansson also wasn't a huge like man hater or misandrist. She was just there being a good fucking supporting character, and she wasn't pushing no agendas. And
Yeah.
I mean, neither was her story. And then fucking you get this dumb bitch coming out of nowhere, just hating on men, and with no time in the universe. It was crazy that they did that to her.
No, Psychopathy, what I'm basically saying is, I'm saying if we would have gotten a Black Widow movie after Winter Soldier,
it would have had the quality.
it would have been
of back then.
exactly.
It
It would have been a better Black Widow movie.
It wasn't post Captain Marvel.
Did the
MCU where
Russo
they
brothers
filmed
even
it.
do? Who did Black Widow?
Oh, I don't. I think someone random.
Yeah, they should have just got the Russos to do that one
Because
too.
this was during the era where they were getting like random TV people. Kate Shortland. Some Australian.
Who?
Exactly.
A woman. That's all you need to know.
Who?
A
She
woman.
did random stuff I've never heard of. Somersault, Lore, Berlin Syndrome. That's the thing.
And you had some random nobody come in and do an MCU movie?
They have you not looked up like the past like
I think
couple of,
Berlin,
like,
Berlin Syndrome is actually pretty good.
the projects like post Endgame have all been held by like randos. Like the person that did She-Hulk was just like a random, like the writing crew for She-Hulk was just like random ass sitcom people that would do like what they did like one episode of a sitcom, and like directors were like indie movie people. They basically, because they were so dirt cheap to get these indie directors and pay them like money, give them these $1 million franchises, but they would put out crap, and it was like, well, this is stupid. And then so that's why they went back to like actual people that know what they were doing, you know.
Wow, that's
was one of the problems with the MCU is they were handing these IPs to these people that were like, well, what's your body of work? Well, I did these 5 movies and a art thing back in college, you know. Like, all right, you look okay, here's $1 million, you know.
That's so you have what is arguably the biggest movie franchise in cinematic history, and you let a bunch of random nobody steer the ship.
Yeah, that's what they did, you know.
That was on the agenda.
Are y'all crazy?
I mean, we saw where it got them too, you know.
Well, and who directed Captain Marvel?
See, that's the thing. When you have to ask, you're like, well, it's got to be like ask me who directed like Thor 1, right?
That's Branagh or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's Gilderoy Lockhart. Gilderoy Lockhart directed Thor 1. You know, the actor played Gilderoy Lockhart.
Well, to be fair, that's your bread and butter. I don't know who directed any of the
funny.
Iron Man movies.
That's kind of funny because I did like a fan casting of the Harry Potter reboot like a year ago, and the person I cast as Gilderoy Lockhart was Chris Hemsworth. So that would have kind of brought it full circle.
It was Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck did Captain Marvel.
Yeah, no one knows who the fuck that is.
Yeah. That was 2 hours and 4 minutes too. So that was like, that's 4 minutes shorter than Thunderbolts. And it's a worse movie. Like Thunderbolts is better than Captain Marvel, 100%. Thunderbolts is better than Shang-Chi, I will say, because Shang-Chi falls off after the halfway mark.
Yeah, I like Shang-Chi. I don't think it's a spectacular film, but as far as Phase 4 goes, it's not a bad movie. But it does start to drag towards the last quarter of the film. It's kind of like
definitely when they get to Chinese Wakanda is when you're like, all right.
Yeah, it's like let's pick up the pace here a little bit, boys.
But yeah, or like Captain America: First Avenger was talking about, like, you know, who directed that. It was the director of The Rocketeer, directed Captain America: First Avenger, and he did something else recently.
Who did Iron Man 1? Do you know that?
Hold up. Iron Man 2 is going to be the demon in a bottle story?
Yeah, Iron Man 2 was going to be that. They basically did do
They
Demon in a
basically
Bottle.
did. It was half-assed as shit,
But that was right at the purchase of Disney buying them, I believe, happened right with Iron Man 2. So.
Wait a minute. So what we got in Iron Man 2, that was supposed to be that was the a half-assed version of Demon in the Bottle?
yes.
Yes, because remember how he's about like I'm dying and played him in the chest and all that.
And he was acting drunk as shit at the party. And,
and then he got drunk, and
Let
it was half-assed as shit.
Here's the thing. I don't think Iron Man 2 is as bad as everybody says it is. It's not a
it's
great.
not. I like Iron Man 2.
It's not. It's not. It's not
the worst part about it, honestly.
It's not an amazing movie or anything, but it's not a bad movie. I think people shit on it way too much. I had no idea that they were attempting to do Demon in a Bottle.
Yeah,
I never would have got that watching the movie.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was very, very light on that. Didn't really go into the repercussions of severe alcoholism.
And it wasn't like they tried to overly like proclaim it was Demon in a Bottle, so it wasn't like it was trying to adapt it. Like, oh, we're doing Demon in a Bottle, and we're gonna do, so it wasn't like they didn't really let anyone down in that regard.
I don't know a Tory fan. I kind of forget how he treated Gwyneth Paltrow in Iron Man 2. Was he like abusive towards her, kind of?
He's not abusive. He's just so like dismissive of everyone that he's just like cold shoulder, exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's more implied because real alcohol abuse is terrible, man. It's
also let's keep it real here. Demon in a Bottle is not a storyline that would sell well to kids.
No. Yeah, which I was kind of surprised that they even were going to go that route in the first place.
Yeah, they probably would. I mean, to be fair though, if it wasn't for the Disney thing, I think Wizards right.
Yeah, it could be a great movie, man.
Oh yeah, it would have. Now would it be a very kid friendly movie? Touching. But yeah, it'd be a great movie.
It'd be a great
redemption they could have honestly pushed Demon in a Bottle with the whole like if he becomes addicted, like you could do like the addiction to being Iron Man or the adrenaline or stuff. Like you could have pushed Demon in a Bottle further if you really wanted to do it. And
you know what would have been great for that? Friendly. They could have did it like Daredevil, just made it a show on Netflix or something, and then really went dark with it.
Yes,
that would have been the best time for it.
That actually. See, Disney, that actually makes sense to be a Disney Plus series. It's something that you could have said that you could have had happen during like the Infinity Saga or maybe before it or whatever. Like at some point that happened. It wasn't in the movie. It's part of the canon. It's not necessary to see that series in order to understand the films, but it's there and it's a cool piece of the lore that you could have included.
You know, that makes me think it might be a good idea for them to just do like maybe they just call it a one-off saga.
Yeah.
They just pull a bunch of different stories.
That's what these MCU shows should have been all along, is stuff that's not necessary to understand the films, not necessary to understand the larger universe, but it's there for people that want to dig a little bit deeper. You know, just a little bit deeper.
Come back.
What?
Yeah, dude, Jessica's audio is fine, Snowman.
Oh, maybe I'm retarded again.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it could have been, it's there for people that want to dig a little bit deeper, and that's it. Like that's what these MCU shows should have been. This whole crossover between the films and the movie, or the shows and the movies, stupid. It's stupid.
It's too much.
Stupid. It's way too much. People aren't going to delve that deep into it.
That's what became the problem with the comic books when you needed to buy 13 other series just to understand the one you want to read. Like, I don't want to pick up Red Robin, Batwing, Nightwing, fucking 9 other Batmans just to understand Detective Comics.
A Tory fan, it was very famously Hank Pym that slapped Janet. Like, that's his wife. Like, that was very famously, it was when he went crazy and became Yellow Jacket or whatever. He was saying that he believed it was Demon in the Bottle where Tony slapped Janet. I'm like, well, Tony never slapped Janet. That was Hank.
And Gwyneth Paltrow just sucks in general, Grumpy.
Pepper Potts is fine.
It's passable. Passably Pepper Potts. You know.
Yeah, I don't.
Purposeful, passable. You know, Pepper Potts. Perfectly I ran out of P words. No, and I will say one final note on Thunderbolts is that, of course, Taskmaster is in it and is killed within her first 2 minutes of screen time and will never be seen again. And they give a big old apology to everyone that was mad about how they completely butchered Taskmaster.
Just gonna brush that under the rug. Not gonna talk about it.
It's a must see for me now because that was maybe the worst rendition of a character I've ever even seen.
And then more proof that like stuff got cut is they loot Taskmaster's corpse, like Ghost and Walker. Like they're like, "Well, I'm gonna keep it. Whatever. She's not using it." And they never, to my knowledge, it's never seen again what they took. Like I thought that Walker at least take her shield because she had like a Captain America shield too. Like, you know, you have like 2 dual wield shields, right? That'd be cool. But he never uses it. And then I think Ghost takes her bow, and like I said, to my knowledge, never uses it. So it's like that was kind of pointless. Like they showed him doing that, but they never, like Chekhov's gun, right? They show him doing it, never comes back. But anyway, yeah. So, you know, not to be outdone. Moving on from MCU news to DCU news. The big news of the day is the Superman trailer.
Yeah,
Lots
baby.
of talk on that. So let's go. I have not seen this. I haven't tried to stay as blind as possible. So let's see what old James Gunn tries to.
Are you being serious right now?
Tell us here.
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Ooh, I like that.
Recently,
I like
you've
that
come
tone.
under a lot of fire for what
don't
some
think
might
a lot of
it's
fire,
it's a lot.
I did see a thing that they edited his blinking, and if you go back and watch the original trailer where the guy throws the cup at him, Corn Sweat blinks to react to it, right? But they use CGI to remove his blink because like Superman shouldn't feel the nerves that would cause him to blink, right? He's Superman.
I mean, I think he still feels it. He's got to know that he's being like assaulted in some way. It'll be like you just flicking yourself. You feel it, but it's not really gonna hurt.
But yeah, I like it better that he no sells it though.
Yeah, because it's nothing. I mean that
Right.
like that is nothing.
But he's also kind of in a really distressed moment right now. He's already beat up a little bit, and everyone's hating on him, which he clearly wants to be the hero of the people.
Yeah, like they should
But you're
honestly it's either sell it or he should have had his eyes closed right after he gets hit with it, right?
Yeah.
But that'd be maybe too
down.
too Snydery. I don't know.
Or
This whole part is Snyder. This is what I'm saying.
or have him like do like a side glance, like, really?
Yeah,
You're aside.
like
To where it's more like an emotional reaction instead of a physical reaction.
yeah.
I like this suit.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was
going
going to
on,
look
man?
into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're going to be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing
will cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world.
And doing good.
I do like I did see the parts of it where Nicholas Hoult is Lex just yucking it up. Like this is Lex to me.
Yeah.
Like,
He
look at-
sucks though. I'm still
he's-
not sold on him.
He's
at all.
yucking it. He's yucking though. He's just
No,
like
I agree. The Lex can be a petty little bitch at times.
Yeah.
And that's what that screams to me.
yeah.
Good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
This was when we were talking about them possibly bringing back Nuclear Man. This is who was believed to be like a re-emergence of Nuclear Man, but he's not.
Real? Oh,
It looks great.
No.
though. This action does.
But
look
because
great.
he has this logo here, where people were like, "Is it Nuclear Man?"
No, it's someone from the comics. I think someone said it, but I forget who
Yeah.
called him.
I have a tweet about it. We can look it up.
Consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
I also just really appreciate how bright this movie is. Like,
The
I feel
colors
like-
are great.
I feel like we lose that after, like, sometimes just so many movies try to be dark and saturated, especially Thunderbolts is dark in a lot of places.
That's why Captain America was great. His suit looked so good in that movie.
Mhm.
Or Civil
buddy.
War, I should say.
Eyes up here.
Yeah. All right, that CG. Okay, that was some bad CGI right there. This right here. This put this back in the oven. It ain't done yet.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
You see that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind that too, man.
no, like watch his face. Like, watch his face when it move when he's like talking.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Like, there's a point where he's that, like, I can see the bobbleheading of like.
And it's
We
like,
put-
why? That's the problem I'm talking about, Jessica. Why do you need to CGI that? You can't come up with a creative way to just have him do that.
Wait. I never said that you should CGI everything.
No, that's your stance. That's my head.
No, your stance is that
Nope.
you hate CGI. Period.
No, that's your head canon.
No, well, you're making a Superman movie for something like that where he's just talking, floating in the air. Put him on a wire and a
Do
green screen.
something, man. You can
Like,
get around the CGI.
It's not hard. We've been doing this forever. They used to put him on a board, right? And he would just stand there, you know.
Exactly.
Like,
There's all kinds of camera tricks. But I honestly didn't even notice the CGI until you mentioned it.
yeah, it was just
Fine to
I
me.
saw it right away because you could just the way that his head is bigger than the rest of his body, and when he's standing there talking, like it reminds me of like the MCU will have it sometimes, but big was when like Bruce Banner in an Infinity War when he pops out of the like the Hulkbuster armor when Thor shows up, and you can kind of tell like his head's just not really there.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices. Your
This was some shitty CGI to me when she uses the razor blades to cut through the robots. That looked like shit.
Well, that honestly like could be like practically done, not with the robot parts, but like the actors actually like moving around.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's like you can mix CGI with practical effects if you're going to use CGI.
I have to see it. I have to see it again. Black Adam had some bad CGI for that. Like when everything they were doing was all CGI, it's like Rock would move
Terrible.
around.
It's so corny looking.
Yeah.
your choices.
It's not as bad because it's not as prolonged. I can tell they kind of interspersed that with some stunt movement.
It looks like shit.
Another one that had it bad was the Flash movie. The Flash movie had it bad too when they
Oh,
would do stuff.
God. And actually, I liked that movie more than I thought I was going to, but the CGI was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
I did see a tweet that was making fun of Snyder people. It was like, Mom, Pa Kent don't even look like David Cornsweat. What the fuck is this? Terrible casting.
I just hate that civil war between Gunn and Snyder fans. It's like we can
What are you
admit
saying?
good and bad things of
Yeah.
of both directors.
Oh, you fence-sitting motherfucker.
No.
Mr.
allowed to
Terrific
like
still.
him.
Mr. Terrific looks all cool. Oh, he looks all right.
I just don't like his shoes. It's like we get it. He's a black guy. He doesn't need to have like black guy shoes.
Well, he looks better. He looks better than the set photos. I remember when you were going over the set photos way back when, and it was like, yeah, he looks all right, but he, just like he looks better here.
The costume's still a little meh.
Yeah, that's Mr. Terrific though. He kind of has a meh costume. The T face, the black face T thing is really like his number one thing.
That shit's awesome. That looks cool. I like the
Yeah, like-
face.
Yeah, that always is like Mr. Terrific's like cool part, and everything else is just kind of like a leather jacket. Everyone always puts him in a leather jacket.
Yeah, he does need a cooler costume.
Man. He's not a man. He's an it. somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
I did like I kept seeing this gif of Guy Gardner beating up the powers.
Guy Gardner looks great.
Yeah, he just waves his hand and a giant green lantern hands
awesome.
wats him away.
That looks great.
According to test screenings, Guy Gardner steals the show. So
yeah.
That's
we'll see.
interesting.
You have a dog?
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I'm still pretty sold on.
I'm more sold on it after that, but I'm still worried there's gonna just be so much of gun in it that I'm just gonna end up not liking it.
I'm pretty bricked up right now. If I'm being
Grumpy
honest.
says, I think that's the chick from The Authority. Another mistake. Well, I mean, like, it's not like they gender bent anybody. It's just literally like a character no one cares about, and they're like, yeah, we'll use her.
There's still way too many characters. Superman is kind of getting his ass kicked in every fucking scene we see him in, while everyone else is kicking ass. They steal not steal a lot from BVS, but that opening shot.
Mr. Terrific is a white dude. All right, Grumpy. I think you've lost it.
Look, I
did
am
not race swap,
going
Mr.
based
Terrific.
off of stimulated cynic logic, which I know can be a dangerous thing. But if his theory proves to be true, which is this is a universe that already has pre-established superheroes, and Superman's kind of the new kid on the block, and so we're learning about this universe through his eyes. He's kind of the proxy for us. It can work. It can work. So that's kind of the logic I'm going on when I think about, well, there's too many other heroes here. It's like, but if this is the type of universe they're going to where heroes are already established and Superman's just the new kid on the block, then that can work.
It depends on how much screen time everyone else is getting. If what we see in the trailer ends up only being like 2 minutes in the movie, then yeah,
It honestly feels that way. Like with Metamorpho, right? Metamorpho is imprisoned in like LexCorp or wherever, you know,
right
here. And it's like, I feel like this is his only scene in the movie. Right. And there's some like other cameos, I think, of other people probably around, but I doubt he'll play a major factor. And then there's like the League is probably only going to show up for a little bit to establish them. You know, Superman's going to, and then League and Mr. Terrific and Superman are fighting the Ultraman and this chick, you know, and then whatever it is,
still
like
kind of overcrowded. How long is this movie going to be? Like 2 hours and 45 minutes? That's another problem I'm having with superhero movies too. They're getting way too long.
And we got this guy, and he is Hammer of Boravia.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The Iron guy.
Yeah. He must be related to the whole like going over to the other country thing and doing all that. But no, I mean, like, I like what we see of Lois and Clark. I like what we see of Superman. Like, here, Snowman, look, the difference is you could honestly make a whole video essay on the fact that Corn Sweat has his hands behind his back when he's arrested, whereas Cavill is out in front.
Yeah, I guess.
You could probably be like, what the implications are, what the directorial
see how they do Wade Street. That's kind of cool. Mark Wade. They probably got a bunch of Easter eggs for like comic players and artists in there too.
That's always fun.
Now, and my thing is, you can definitely pull and pay homage to the movies that came before you, but it's like gun fans, they're just gonna act like nothing is paid homage to any Snyder's. I'm sure there's gonna be some Snyder homage in this. The whole thing where he breaks up the war and is like feeling like some kind of way, and the people are not sure how to feel about
There's
Superman.
no Snyder with that. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Huh?
No, like he goes over and he go. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like he goes over there. He's there for like 2 seconds. It's not even a war. He just kills a random ass general. Like the most forgettable part of that fucking movie. is when he goes over that part of that
That
when they're
still
over there.
happens and is a major plot point in the movie.
It's not like he's not
it's
on
the
trial.
Same thing in this movie. I mean,
Like,
he's on trial against the people. It's the point.
You can
of
say
the
that
people are like,
Dark Knight Returns when Superman goes over to like the war against the Russians, and actually like that's more what this is pulling from, I'd say.
well, they're both pulling from the same comic.
No, because I was gonna say, like that Superman part Snyder doesn't do that though. He's not like on the front
I'm
lines.
just saying,
He's
of
only
all
over
the routes you could have went with Superman, you're gonna come this close to Snyder stuff, while everyone is whining and bitching about Snyder. It's like you could have went a completely different direction. And Superman being that bitchy to Lewis right there, that's not Superman to me, dude. You should not.
Wait.
that seems more like Lois just being a reporter and is pushing him, right? And then he's
but
like
Superman
actually
should be
like
way more level-headed than that.
Well,
No,
I think to me, the way I interpret it is that Superman doesn't really like he's so good and so like defined by like his instincts for justice. Like he's not thinking about the political ramifications. It's just not occurring to him. And it's just like,
yeah, he's trying to he has the power, he's trying to do the right thing.
right. To him, like all this political minutia, it's superfluous. It doesn't matter to him.
Right. Yeah.
It's like people
You
were
should
going to
have said that.
die. I
But not
jumped
in a-
in and I saved people. Fuck the politics.
Not in a Cavill Snyder way where it'd be like, I am God and I am above the affairs
I
of
am
mortals.
Jesus. I am Jesus.
It was very clear that Cavill Superman did not know how to respond to everything. He was trying to deal with everything. He wasn't acting like a guy. He was going down that path, which is they should have just let Snyder finish his thing. But honestly, this is my only really complaint of the trailer. It's like you could have went any direction with Superman, but you're gonna go kind of very similar to what Snyder did. But I think the action looks great. I think
you
the
think this
CGI
is that
good.
similar to Snyder?
I honestly don't see it.
I
No,
don't
man,
either. I
guys
don't
are
either.
crazy.
That's kind of a crazy take, bro.
Really, like the people being against Superman because of what he did in like a battle.
Whoa,
and that they're
now
not
wait a
really
minute.
Sure how to understand or take him in. That's not Snyder. That didn't happen in BVS. Okay, you guys are the crazy. ones.
How widespread is that in this world?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And we don't know how
we
big
know
it's
we
gonna
know
be.
Lex is against Superman.
Even then, like Snyder, people being against Superman and Snyder's was like it always was seen as like they were scared of how powerful and godlike he was. Like, 'cause that's what Snyder kept pushing, was that like idea of the gods among us, right? Like, because
But what do you think the people are thinking here?
they're thinking
no,
more like
wait.
this is a vigilante. That's what more like Lois was talking about. This is really more the vigilante side of
and I mean,
Superman.
you saw
It's still
like
the same beat of the people not understanding.
Grumpy has the problems with the fact that Cat Grant is short now. Grumpy, you're grasping at straws now.
Like
at this point.
we've seen like the Middle Eastern kid here in the trailer. We've seen him in other trailers. Like there's people out there that like in this world that view Superman as like this hero and stuff. Like
that's
so
probably gonna happen later in the movie.
you're making a lot of assumptions.
I will
So are
agree
you.
with I can agree with Snowman on that, because the idea of like maybe because he's like forced to stay out of it or something, or he's told to stay out of it, then the kid's like, Superman, you gotta come out, but then he's like, I'm gonna do it. And then we get that scene of like the Ma Kent scene, right? Where it's like, like I'm gonna, I got your boots ready, and then he's like, I'm gonna go do this, right? So I don't know. That's just
maybe, but I'm gonna be real with you, Doc. I just to try and compare this to Snyder, I think is a
To
stretch.
compare something similar is a stretch.
I don't see this.
He's getting
I don't-
arrested after he did that as well.
Mr. Terrific's got Orion's chair. You know Orion, Darkseid's
Yeah.
kid. He's got Orion's chair here.
Well, I thought that was kind of just his own creation.
Cause I feel like Terrific would stand on like hover things. Like he wouldn't sit in a little chair. I don't know. It just reminds me of Orion more than anything. No,
It's just crazy to me that you guys don't see how it's similar at least a little bit.
I will give you 5%. I'll give you that. I give 5% because I think also the movie will be so radically different in that way that it's like it'll be a small part of it.
Right. That's what I'm
And
saying. I'm saying it just
I'd say there's more of Richard Donner than there is Zack Snyder in this.
Yeah, I'm not saying the
Yeah.
whole movie's going to be Snyder. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that they opened the trailer with something that's exactly how Batman vs Superman opened.
Yeah,
And
because
it's very
even
huge.
this,
I wonder how much of
this-
that is actually Snyder, and it's just similar stuff that Snyder took from the comics.
that's also possible as well. But I will say, like, this is Richard Donner, right? The Lois and Clark interview thing. It's more fun and flirtatious in the original movie, but might be more like this is obviously like she's grilling him, and it's what it means to be Superman and all that, you know?
This is just foreplay before they bang, man.
Yeah,
He's
they
going to
gotta
put
do-
her through the fucking concrete.
Yeah.
And I don't think he should have reacted like that. He should have been more stoic and maybe a little heated.
I mean,
but
man,
not
it's his
flipping out like
early days. It's his early. This Superman's early days, bro.
well,
He's
and
a,
also
he's a
like,
young buck in this world.
I will give you this, Snowman, even though it's going to be a backhanded kind of compliment. That feels Snydery, but
Right. But
only
even
because
Snyder didn't do that.
only because it kind of sucks. Like,
Right. Well, fair, whatever. As long as you agree that kind of sucks.
well, just because it's like him being like, but I need to
Like
see
a
the
whiny
movie though.
emo.
I need to see because I wouldn't call it whiny. It's defensive, right? I need to
Yeah,
see
he's
the
getting
movie.
too
I need to see what this led up to. If we see him like saving a bunch of people, like he does the girl, and like and all this stuff, and he like clearly, if he was not there, people would have died, right? Innocents would have died. Then it's like we're on Superman's side, but because we don't
Well-
see what's happening, this comes off as like whiny and defensive, right?
Actually, it would be more interesting. It would make more sense. I hate to be more Snydery too, but if he actually did kind of fuck up some way, and that's why he's being so defensive, because he's actually might be making a good point.
I think
Like, you know what?
it could be both. It could be the idea of like, because what she's saying is like you're representing America or whatever when you go over there. He's like, no, I'm not, right? Like, and so it would be something. It'd be that if we see like if things escalate because he's there, and maybe that's why they bring out this Iron Man guy.
Yeah, that's actually might be it.
And if that's what's happening, then it's like, oh, your presence does this. But that's the thing. It's like your presence creates these monsters or whatever, these villains, but it's also your duty to stop them. And that's why it's like he could run away, right? He could be like, here, like, oh, I'm going to hide because the villains show up if I'm around. But then he's like, no, I got to do it because people are getting hurt, right? So it's like, there's story there. There's potential there.
Yeah, and honestly, the saying of "with great power comes great responsibility," I apply that more to fucking Superman than Spider-Man, honestly, because that's
Okay,
crazy that Uncle Ben said that to him.
Are you high?
Dude, it's like he's a teenager, bro. It's like, so you expect this teenager to go save the fucking city all the time just because he can lift a car over his head?
Yeah,
Well, I
man.
think
That's crazy.
I
Yeah,
think it was more the responsibility part isn't like it's depending on who's writing it. It's used as like you have an obligation to help people, but it's also like you have an obligation to use your powers for good. Is
Right,
really
or or not be a shit.
it's really the main thing. That's why it's like when the whole reason that Uncle Ben is shot is because he uses his powers for personal gain, right? And that's why that's why the line is so important. But like I said, that some people kind of lose the meaning of what with great power comes great responsibility comes from. So
Yeah.
Grumpy, he says, slow it down. Wizard Gun is no Donner, not in the same universe as Donner, but he's clearly using the goddamn John Williams thing. He's clearly trying to emulate.
Clearly Donner inspired.
He's
And
clearly
can
trying to
we-
emulate Donner.
Can we
Much
stop
how
acting
like Nolan took some Burton and stuff in a lot of
Yeah.
ways too for Batman.
Yeah.
And honestly, dude, I'll die on this hill. The Superman 1 and 2, they're a little overrated, man. They have some really silly, dumb moments in them.
I'm going to hurt this guy in a minute.
You couldn't
we
hurt
talked
me
about
ever.
we talked about the whole we were talking about this last week before the show about the whole going backwards in time by flying, and
There's just some dumb moments in them, man. There's some
and
great,
the
really
mind
great
the
shit.
mind erase kiss and stuff like that.
It's just some dumb shit like that, man.
There's some dumb shit in my toilet, but don't be dunking on my Superman, man.
Metamorpho looks cool.
Just saying a little overrated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they're bad movies.
So yeah, we did get more of the Justice League, not in this trailer, but actually in the Peacemaker season 2 trailer, which is, you know,
And all that said, I still want. I'm more looking forward to seeing this movie after that trailer.
yeah. Like, I'd still want to see Superman. I'm still I'm not turned away from Superman. Like, Fantastic Four could still technically lose me, like, compared to Superman. So
let me say something on that. I'm way more interested in Superman than Fantastic Four at this point.
100%.
Like this,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, but these Superman trailers compared to the Fantastic Four trailers, these Superman trailers are fucking killing it.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four trailers, they ain't. I'm sorry, man. Like, DC's just in the trailer game.
Metamorpho looks like Zordon, says Boxing Historian.
DC's doing really good right now, bro. As far as the trailer game goes, I'm just
Dude,
saying.
and actually they're killing it in the. I've been watching Thinking Critical a little more lately, and he's been saying DC is just killing it with the comic game. I mean, I'm loving Absolute Batman, and I know there's other good comics coming out. I just haven't had a chance to read them yet. So I mean, DC's having a little comeback here.
And, well, we'll see now with this here.
I've always
Peacemaker
said, man,
trailer.
I'll say it again. If DC gets their shit together,
Metamorpho's too skinny. Get out of here.
Grumpy
It's
super
Metamorpho.
hater.
He wears underwear and he has a leg made out of water.
if DC gets their shit together, man, DC has always had the potential to be better than Marvel.
Metamorpho fans. There's no fucking Metamorpho fans. What do you care about? You care that much about Simon Stagg and Sapphire Stagg and fucking
No.
Element Girl and all that
I
shit?
loved
No one
him
gives a shit.
when in the Justice League cartoon when he was first introduced. He started as a villain and then he turned out to be a good guy. It was a great arc and the action was awesome and I loved his powers. But no, I don't. Other than that, I don't really care. He looks great, I think, in this. But yeah, Jessica. I mean, it all depends on I think Marvel and DC, they both have potential to be amazing. Again, I mean, it's like my life is comic books and that kind of storytelling. And I would love to see Marvel get back on their high horse again, man. And DC.
I mean, I've always thought that DC just in general has more potential than Marvel.
Grumpy says, "You're nuts, Snowman. The Donner movies are the gold standard of superhero movies. That's where
Until Nolan-
did it for the first
Until Nolan
Avenger.
came around.
No, well, I'll say Nolan. Like, I wouldn't want a Superman movie done like Christopher Nolan. Then we got Man of Steel. That's not a good Superman movie, you know. Like,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I say I want a Superman movie done like Donner, right? And then Batman movies done like Nolan.
Yeah,
or
but
Burton.
he said the gold standard for superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, you could honestly do
You
a
got your
Batman.
Blades, your Wolverines, your Batmans that I don't
So,
want to see a Richard
Your
Donner
Raimi
do
Spider-Mans, your Raimi Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
Yeah, your Raimi Spider-Mans. I wouldn't want to see Donner do a Spider-Man.
I think it's Feige that has where it's like mandatory that
Dragman?
everyone watches Superman 1 when they like work at Marvel. They're like, this is the idea, right? If you're doing an origin movie, you got to do, because it is like, if you're looking at it like plot structure wise, is the best origin movie or like the gold standard for like origin movie, like a blueprint, right? For like, here's how you set it up. Here's like, you start as the kid, and then he goes and and then Superman, and then it's like, it's the origin story like put to film, right? And
What are you
so
talking about? Superman, whatever. The first one?
Superman 1, yeah. I'll say that because like it's recognized as that 100%. Like even like Burton takes from it, right? Like Nolan takes from it for Batman Begins. Like it's like that's the structure. Iron Man 1 does it. Everyone does it. Then when you have movies that break that mold, like Captain Marvel, it makes no sense. You're like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I will say that. I know what Metamorpho looks like. I mean, like. At the end of the day, it's a guy, like, do you want like Grumpy, look up Beware the Batman Metamorpho. You want Beware the Batman Metamorpho or Batman Brave and the Bold Metamorpho? He's a huge tank he's a Hulk of a man,
Now he should be more like weird, kind of slender looking. He should be able to have some muscle to him, but he's like, he's
Yeah,
like a
he's
mixture
like
of different
Metamorpho.
elements.
Metamorpho's at his best when he's just, I'm a guy who got into this accident and I'm all covered in chemicals. Like, he doesn't have to be super fit. Like, I get for comics, especially for that era, everyone, if you're a hero character, you have to be fit and tall and all that. I get that. But, you know, for a movie, it can kind of work. He's just like, I'm just a human man that fell into this vat of chemicals and I'm just gross now, right? Like,
Yeah, if anything, Corn Sweat should be more jacked, but I think he looks fine.
there's that. He could get there though too. I mean, like after Superman 2, you know, when he's fighting General Zod for a third time. Anyway,
But Jessica, actually, why do you think DC has the potential to be better than Marvel? Like, what do you like better about DC than Marvel?
I think the universe is set up better. I think the characters are written better. If they're written well, like if you get the right people behind them, it's written better. I think as far as like just overall, like the structure of the stories is better. And I mean, it's to me, it is subjective because it depends on what you're looking for in a superhero universe. But I've always related more to the DC characters than I have the Marvel characters.
Interesting.
And I've always just found their stories to be more impactful. Like when I'm done reading a Batman story or a Superman story, I'm just kind of left in like awe, and it's almost mythological in a sense in that regards, kind of like reading like an old myth or something.
Yeah, they're way more of the modern mythology than Marvel is, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been the case, or at least it started out being the case, that Marvel is more grounded as far as the characters go, whereas, you know, Batman is like the modern embodiment of justice. Superman is like he is the Superman. He's like what everybody should strive to be like. Even if
he's
you
like
can't...
the Hercules, you got Flash is your Hermes, and like Wonder Woman is like Hera and all that shit.
Yeah,
so they're definitely like the modern gods.
Yeah. So
like the ancient classic archetypes.
And I guess that's kind of like the core of it, is that like I've always been big into mythology ever since I was a kid. And so because DC has more like a mythological underlining, I've always been more attracted to it than Marvel in that regards, because DC is more like a modern myth. So I guess the reason that I'm attracted to mythology is probably the same reason why I prefer DC over Marvel.
Yeah, I love mythology, and I love DC and Marvel. I don't not agree or disagree with you really on anything. I was just kind of interested in hear your take, and that's kind of interesting. You say that DC is more relatable than Marvel, when Marvel is the more grounded one. And I'm a huge Batman fan, but I'd probably relate more to like Peter Parker than Batman. It's just wanted to hear your take. It's an interesting discussion. Because I love mythology, dude. My comic is super mythological. So that'll be a great discussion to delve into deeper one time.
Anyway, Peacemaker season 2. So am I the only one here that watched Peacemaker season 1?
Yes.
Yeah, I was never really cared about Peacemaker. John Cena as Peacemaker is great though.
This is, of course, set in the DCE or DCU, where season 1 was set in the DCEU, set in the Snyderverse. This is set in the Gunverse. Don't question it. Now, it might make sense. We don't know. I will say there's one aspect of this that I do find really funny.
Peacemaker, or do you prefer Chris? Either's fine.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
I'm considered the finest marksman in the world.
The mic is off.
Yeah.
I am also proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
How many more of these do we have today?
Is that popcorn still here?
Love popcorn.
My buzz is getting really big lately, so.
I have a variety of helmets.
This guy sucks.
Excuse me. Am I supposed to be able to hear you guys? Excuse me? You were talking about your butt and stuff? And also you said that I suck?
It is not funny.
I don't get it. We saved the world.
thought everyone would finally treat us like heroes.
I don't need anybody else to just forge my own path.
You're living in the worst level of Grand Theft Auto.
I've come to the conclusion you suffer from a particularly severe form of toxic masculinity.
What?
Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker ever since Rick Flag Sr. was named director.
Does he know that I have?
Kill this time?
Yeah.
Bring me Peacemaker.
Mexicali, we scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
That's awesome. They did that homeboy.
What?
I fucking always forget his name, but he was awesome Saturday Night Live and the lady.
Oh yeah.
This humor again, man, is just so James Gunn. Just shut up, man.
We
I
haven't always
can't
been
stand
good
his
people.
humor anymore.
But
We are the 11th Street Kids. No one will ever break us apart.
you ready for the next adventure, pal?
I thought there was yeah, here.
Fuck are you?
Yeah, so what I was thinking was, and what I saw reading is that the John Cena that we follow, right, the Peacemaker that we follow is from the Snyderverse, but this Peacemaker is from the Gunverse, and that Gunverse Peacemaker is gonna kill Snyderverse Peacemaker.
Damn.
And
But I mean,
Gunn's
they
gonna-
could use that
Gunn's gonna
really
kill him.
because they got their like Infinity Gauntlet saga with the Infinity Crisis. So if they want to go down that route, they could really use this as like a slow burn jumping point to get to there. Which would that would be interesting and would be cool to see if they do that.
So that's something that someone said was that like they could do a Crisis on Infinite Earths thing and have like the Snyderverse be brought in some way, or like have like a send off for them. They could have done that if Snyder fans weren't like making photoshops of Henry Cavill holding a beheaded James Gunn's head. Like, so it's like, yeah, you guys aren't getting nothing. That's
Well,
I
they
kinda
could
kind of do want like or this Peacemaker here is gonna be the gun is the Snyder version, and like he's gonna be like a parody of Snyder's heroes and stuff, and then Gunn's Peacemaker will kill him, the true Peacemaker will kill him, and something like that. I do kind of want to have a little petty thing just for Snyder fans to kind of melt down. But
yeah, and I want to be clear.
Some men
I
just
do-
want to see the world burn.
Yeah, I mean,
I do like a lot of what Snyder does, but by in no means am I a sycophant. I can understand and see where he fucks up. And Batman vs Superman is not a good movie, as much as I do really like that.
Yo, man, Snowman over there is sucking that
and
Snyder D.
The Snyder cut of Justice League was a drag.
Banger, dude. Well, you can think it's a drag, but I think it's a banger.
Like you could,
I think
you
you're
can
sucking
cut,
his dick, personally.
You can cut
Well, you're
the
sucking
Snyder
Gunn's dick.
cut
How about that?
into probably a good movie, but the fucking like Norwegian hymn of the
that was
the
retarded.
sweater was so bad.
That was retarded.
Like, and the I hate the whole injustice apocalypse thing that Snyder does in general, but the one that he added into Justice League was so stupid. And like, oh, we have Jared Leto Joker, and he talks about giving a reach around to fucking Batman. Like, get the fuck out of here, Snyder. Bunch of bullshit.
Nah, I like that part. Yeah, probably not the reach around part. He was leaning a little too much into the gay homo shit with Joker.
Yeah, and like you don't need to do that with like if you're gonna do it, have it be like kind of like a fun, cute, like Arkham does, like the Arkham games will do. Like it's not sexually explicit. It's kind of
He's got to be like Bugs Bunny. He where like grabs him and kisses him on the cheek, kinda.
Grumpy's. What are you talking about? Wizard Snyder didn't have Peacemaker. Yes, he did. Because Snyder owns the DCEU. That's the Snyderverse, right?
Yeah,
Starts Man Steel.
He was in Suicide Squad, right? The first one?
He was in The Suicide Squad, which is a gun movie, but it is a sequel to David Ayer's Suicide Squad, which is a sequel to Batman v Superman.
It's all a
so
mess.
like,
and I do not want to see the Snyderverse come back at all. It's had its day. It's time for it to die, and people need to get over it. It's not coming back.
And I don't think that what Snyder really had was going to be all that good, but I do know the whole like the Batman gate prison rape thing. You know, we don't need the.
No, that's ridiculous too. I don't know what the fuck he would not get even rape. It wouldn't even. He would beat the shit out of everyone in prison.
His butthole could crush a man.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be ripping dicks off with his ass. Wouldn't happen.
Anyway.
And you suck Square Enix dick, Jester. How about that?
Of course he does.
I do.
You came in here
proudly so.
Full steamrolling with this Kingdom Hearts. No one was even talking about video games.
We were gonna get to Kingdom Hearts later. I will say.
No, damn it. Where's you're on my side right now?
No, I was on the docket. It's actually in the thumbnail. It's hidden in the thumbnail. It's the background behind Peacemaker is the missing link sky. BVS is horrible, says Grumpy. I'm not going to say horrible, but I don't know. I've soured on it over the years. What I liked when I was a teenager was all just stuff from Dark Knight Returns, but I didn't read Dark Knight Returns yet or watch the animated movies yet, so I didn't know that. But basically, it's like all the cool shit is in Dark Knight Returns, and there's more cool shit in Dark Knight Returns. So, anyway, moving on to some Marvel news now. Another game delay as Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. It will not be launching in early 2026.
Never interested in it anyway.
I've never even heard of it.
You haven't. So we'll pull up the trailer because it's honestly technically pretty insane.
I thought I'd just seen like cinematic trailers for it. Never really any gameplay or anything.
Cinematic, like they have like story trailers out. I think there's like very little gameplay. Let's go.
I want a fucking Daredevil game, man.
They were gonna make one.
It looked so cool for PS2, I think it was.
Yeah, there's leaks for it.
They actually, and people modded it to the point where you could play it on the PC.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you too, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy. By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
I'll be there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand beside me.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
I thought it was vibranium.
What?
Sorry. I thought Dragman says Cap's shield is adamantium in the comics. I thought it was vibranium. I wonder if it was adamantium now.
I may be thinking of the Ultimates universe, but I thought it was half and half. It's a mix.
Yeah, that sounds more Ultimate. And is this T'Challa Black Panther?
No, this is the grandfather. This is the grandfather.
Okay.
They talked about that he's going to be different than T'Chaka, and he's different than T'Challa. He's more of he's going to be a Panther that's about Wakanda first, basically. Was T'Chaka kind of was, and then T'Challa isn't. So it'll be, it'll be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
I stole that from Snyder.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way.
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone. I don't have time for this. Neither do I.
I gotta give that one to Cap. I think Cap takes Black Panther.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so then coming 2025, but we know they have since delayed this. But so basically the idea is it'll be a story-driven game with 4 characters. And, you know, you'll have like your soldier and then your Dora Milaje, which I believe is the wife of the Black Panther in this.
The soldier looks like a bard with his trumpet. He got some bard like
his
powers.
bugle boy.
Grumpy's hating hard. Love it.
Yeah, the hell with this. Like, Grumpy, explain to me? What do you know? I will say that before Grumpy says anything, I will say this. Black Panther's not mean Captain America in the war ever, says Grumpy. I will say also in the Lionsgate animated movies, Grumpy, some peak Marvel animation. They actually did T'Chaka and Captain America did meet. That did happen. Anyway, I said that this should have been a Invaders game, and we should be looking at Namor the Submariner and original Human Torch right here. That would be awesome.
That'd be really
that
cool.
would have been cool. And you have like where you're playing as Namor, and you get to like be on the beaches and you come up from the water, and you know, some cool stuff, or a Human Torch flying and you're burning people. It'd be really cool. I wish we would have got that. Hopefully there's some references to him at least.
My thing is, I agree with the hell with this game with Grumpy. No game fucking play, just all cinematic trailer, which I am so fucking tired of. And T'Chaka is way too light skinned. He would be way darker than that. So fuck this game, dude.
I was trying to see if there was. Oh, there's tech demo. So, they have.
Thank
a
you,
tech
Grumpy.
demo
It was vibranium. I knew it.
Yeah.
And he has to get it remade because fucking Claw destroys it, I think.
It is Disney fan fiction, says Graham. Well, I mean, T'Chaka was not the first Black Panther. I mean, there got to be a Panther before him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's got to be a king before. So this is their tech demo where they're going over like their, like the graphics look insane. I will say
Yeah,
that.
the graphics are nice.
I think I saw there was some gameplay out of this, but maybe not. They're really proud of this cinematic of the two of them talking, which I mean, it's good. Like the way they talk and everything, it looks really good. Like here, so this is actually different because he's.
Are they going to be able to have that? It's like, how much is Grand Theft Auto 6 going to have the crazy ass fucking graphics and detail it has?
I don't know. I think this might be Unreal. So, you know, the Dora Milaje would not look like that. I mean, they're not going to be wearing their gear either. I don't know. I will say that one thing that also would be really cool is if there's alternate costumes like most superhero games have. Give me the first Avenger costume. Give me the movie costume for this. Or the Ultimates with the helmet. I always love that. Just the helmet Captain America suit with the jacket, the leather jacket. But yeah, so
not familiar with that one. I hate the two armorized Captain version. His original costume is just so cool. I hate when they like take the ears away and make it more armory. Same thing with Batman in the Dark Knight. I fucking hate the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises suits. They fucking suck.
You're just a hater.
Yeah.
No, Grumpy's
Well, you're a
hater.
Snyder hater.
This suit there, the Ultimates. I always like that one. Not canon. But yeah, like I always liked that. I always liked the and the one Snowman. You know, the one character that you drew for my superhero book. It's there's elements from this costume in there.
Yep, the helmet for sure.
The helmet for sure. Anyway, so yeah, so the game got delayed, which you know, we haven't seen gameplay from it yet, but you know, it still looks cool. Like I like superhero games. It's like my main thing that I play.
I wish there
so
were more games where you could create your own superhero, man.
That, or in like even just like the way this is kind of going, where it's like, yeah, we want to tell a story, a comic superhero story in the medium of a video game that's different, like this World War II story. Like that's cool, you know. And that's why like Grumpy can grab on it, but it's like, yeah, like, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, it's cool that people are doing this and that we're getting games like this. I wish that we could get more just random ass superhero games, you know.
That's what kind of irked me about the Arkham games. I love those games. I'm not a huge fan of the combat, and the stories are kind of just like go here and fight new villain, go here and fight new villain. It's like I wasn't a huge fan of those stories. They had an opportunity to do something really cool and tell a really unique and different type of story. The Arkham Knight story sucked ass.
Yeah,
Arkham Knight is not that bad. Stop being a hater.
It's not bad, but it
the
definitely
story. There's too much Batmobile shit.
That what does that have to do with the story?
Yeah, that's gameplay more.
That's gameplay.
I'd say
okay.
The story and there's too much Batmobile shit.
You're just a Jason Todd hater.
Yes, I am. Jason Todd.
Grumpy, let me let you in on a little secret, right? Batman Arkham games aren't canon to the comic books. The Ultimate Alliance games are not canon to the Marvel comic books. All the movie tie-in games are not even canon to the movies that they're tied to. The Insomniac Spider-Man games are not canon to. Like, it's like the video games are like, come on, like you want to have some fun, you know, and
they don't need to be canon.
A good superhero game story with good superhero game gameplay. It's like that's all you can really ask for, because you know,
right?
It's all there.
Let me ask you something, Snowman. Let me ask you something. Who's your favorite Robin?
The original, bro. Well, okay.
Oh,
okay.
On Dick's dick. All right, I see how
Let me finish.
You thought of the joke first, and then you wanted to.
But
I did. I won't even deny it.
If it's not Dick Grayson, it's Tim Drake. So
Tim Drake is my favorite Robin.
I mean, he has the best Robin costume of all time. It'll never be topped. That is the coolest one.
I also think like he's the most Robin out of all the Robins.
And I like him because it wasn't Batman putting him into the Robin role, which I don't like for Batman, because he's like endorsing child soldiers, in my opinion. But it's Tim Drake who he becomes a detective. He's like almost smarter than Batman. He figures out who Batman is. And he keeps trying to be Batman.
Even said like Tim Drake has more potential to be a better detective than even himself.
Right. And it's like if Batman essentially is like, all right, fine, you can be Robin, because he's like pestering him.
Damian Wayne is the best because he uses a sword. I'll be honest.
Damian Wayne, I do love Damian.
I mean, I like Damian too, but
I don't hate Damian.
It's Tim.
I would say Damian, regardless, is a strong contender for number 2 best Robin.
Yes, I would say Tim Drake and then Damian.
I would say that my Robins are Dick and Damian, and that they work the best for, like, if you're telling like a Batman story at the start or whatever, like you start with Dick and then down the line you get Damian, because when Dick is Nightwing, he has the whole like brother type relationship with Damian. I'm not much of a Tim fan. I haven't seen much Tim stuff besides the animated series. So Tim never really grabbed me as like being like, this great character, because he was always just like, he's just Robin again because Dick is Nightwing.
Hold up. Let's clarify something. We're not saying who's the best character out of the Robins. We're saying who's the best Robin. That's 2 different discussions.
Well, if we're talking so then what do you preface by being best Robin? You mean like skill?
Who's the best complement to Batman?
Okay.
And because that's what Robin is. All right, Robin is the complement to Batman.
Honestly, it would probably be, I would say Dick Grayson, because he's probably a little more capable in combat.
No, technically, I would say
I'm not talking.
I'd say, what's the metric here? If it's not combat prowess?
What I'm saying is, who is going to be the one that's the best backup to Batman? Who's going to be the one that understands the role of Robin the best? It is obviously Tim Drake. look, I understand Dick Grayson's the OG. I get that. Jason Todd, let's be real, man. Jason Todd was never
He
good
was
at
he was a
as
Robin. He was a Robin for a what's
He
the
got what he
term for-
deserved.
Whoa, no, I didn't say that.
He got what he deserved.
I didn't
bro.
say I just said he's not a good fit for Robin. But and then Damian, I mean, Damian started out as a little shit and everything, but look, here's the thing. When Tim Drake became Robin, he understood Batman needs a Robin. Batman has to have a Robin. Because Robin acts as the yin to Batman's yang. He grounds Batman. He's an anchor for Batman. All right, he needs a Robin. Batman did not make Tim Drake Robin. Tim Drake became
Tim
Robin.
Drake chose to be Robin.
Exactly.
That's why I like Tim Drake, because it
Exactly.
wasn't Batman.
I still say Damian's number 2 though.
And
I say Dick's number 1. I say Damian's number 2.
You need to read more Tim Drake stuff.
Yeah,
I do need to get more. I do need to get more Tim Drake stuff though. I will say that.
He had some great Chuck Dixon. He was writing all kinds of Robin shit in the 90s. And
I
the
think
art was great.
I think you can make the argument that Dick Grayson's a better character than Tim Drake. But if we're asking who's the better Robin, who fits that role better, who's the better yin to Batman's yang, it's definitely Tim Drake.
Yeah, probably, yeah, because he wants to be Robin, whereas Dick Grayson is kind of trying to figure out who he is as Robin.
He's never ran from the Robin role. Think about it. Dick became Nightwing, Jason Todd became Red Hood.
Trash.
I mean, Damian's Robin, but that's just because he's the latest Robin. He may get another identity, another.
Good luck, whoever has to try to think of some for Damian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but that could happen in the future. But Tim Drake is the one. He's never ran from the Robin mantle. He continues to use the Robin mantle, even if it's Red Robin, for God's sakes.
Yeah, they did him dirty with that because he's not getting any kind of love in the comics.
Boxing Story has it right. Dick, Damian, Tim, and Jason. I'd say that's fair.
What about Carrie Kelly, huh?
Well, no, what
she's
about
better than Jason?
That never happened. That never happened. That never happened.
Isn't it Stephanie Brown? She was canonically Robin, though.
Yep, Stephanie Brown too. But no,
yeah.
She's better than Jason too. I mean, Jason is the last. He's the worst. He's at the end of the list.
You can make the argument that Jason's a stronger character than Tim, but again, is he a better Robin? Fuck no.
Also,
he's the worst of the Robin.
Carrie Kelly was introduced, but she never became Robin. But she was in Damian's class or something, which I didn't like. I would prefer Carrie Kelly to be in. If you're going to introduce her at all into a universe, put her in Batman Beyond. Don't put her in.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I like what Grumpy Old Ninja says. Dick was needed so that Tim could be the best. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Dick Grayson may have been the first. That doesn't make him the best. All right, just because you do something first doesn't mean that somebody can't come along and perfect that craft.
Yeah, no one's arguing that.
And that's
I do like Dick better as Nightwing, unless he's Teen Titans Dick. Then because Teen Titans TV show Teen Titans Dick is a monster and he cannot be stopped.
I like when he becomes Batman multiple times too, and it's very cool when he plays around when him and Tim Drake have their chemistry, and then him and Damian have their chemistry. It's very cool.
Grumpy is angry typing. I believe he's saying Damian isn't real. You are uneducated.
You're crazy, Grumpy. He's canonically real, and he's a great character.
Canonically real is right there.
I like Damian. Now I think James Gunn making Damian the first Robin in the DC in the
Is that
DCU.
what he's doing? Really?
Yeah, that's Brave. Yeah, that's 100%. Brave and the Bold is about Batman and Damian.
I think that's a big mistake. I think that's a huge mistake.
Good night,
it skips over so much lore.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing. I know that the Batman's supposed to be older in the DCU. He's supposed to have more history. I get that, but I think it should be Tim. Also, I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but the reason I think it should be Tim is because, again,
nice. This is a Batwoman reference. Nice Batwoman reference.
I think like having Bruce and Tim be detectives in a movie would be really fucking fun.
Yeah, I think they can do Tim Drake as their first
Stray
one,
Beats.
and then kind of just
And have Dick be Nightwing.
Dick be Nightwing. and
Barbara
kinda
can
just-
already be Batgirl, and then you can have like Jason Todd. He's supposed to be dead. at
Elseworlds
this
not
point.
real.
Yeah, it's just he's
Damien
dead.
is not an Elseworlds character.
No, he's a very end canon character.
Very
dude.
Yeah, where's
He's
that coming
Yeah,
from?
Grumpy. He's like very well beloved now, actually. So I don't know.
Yeah,
where you're getting this.
Damien is canonically the fourth Robin.
Well, he would be the fifth.
Wait, who else are you counting?
Wait. Yeah, it would be Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Stephanie Brown, Jason Todd, and then Damien.
No. Hold up. Okay, if you're including Stephanie Brown, yes,
she was Robin.
He's Robin canonically.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Fuck it. Now, in terms of
I don't know if she was. I don't think she was Robin in New 52 though, because Damien was Robin in New 52.
Yeah, I messed up. Jason Todd came before Stephanie Brown.
Yeah. It was Dick was the original. Jason was numero dos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tim was because remember
Jason's
like
too.
Jason died.
Yeah.
And then Tim Drake's.
Tim came along.
No, he got brutally and viciously and amazingly murdered.
And then Tim came along, and Batman was hesitant about taking on another Robin, but he did anyways. And then Stephanie Brown was Robin for a little bit. That's why I'm kind of
still fucking Robin.
She counts. She's canonically a Robin.
Briefly.
Yeah, but it was actually a big part of that storyline.
And then you get Damien as the most recent canonical Robin.
Dude, if you're gonna give briefly, I mean, Jason Todd was Robin for like 4 issues.
But he's so much more iconic than Stephanie Brown.
Right. That doesn't mean she wasn't canonically Robin.
I'm giving you that. I'm barely giving you that, and I'm hesitantly giving you that.
If Carrie Kelly's not Robin, she is Robin.
You know who if I was writing Batman, right? They give me in charge of an Elseworld story.
There would be no Robin for me.
No, I'm picking a Robin, right? Batman gets his nice little orphan boy, his black hair, and he's in the nice green and red suit, and it's time to go ready for Batman. He's ready, and he's like, and then this Robin says the word Shazam. And Billy Batson's the fucking Robin. He's Captain Marvel, but with a Robin suit. And he's like, and it'd be fucking awesome.
But
like,
there'd be no point for Batman at that point.
No, because you're gonna still team up because he's still like Billy Batson. He's still young and he's all like stupid, but he's got the powers of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
he's fucking awesome.
Cool.
This is a childhood dream of yours, isn't it?
That's like because it's so simple. Like how no one in the entire DC multiverse have been like, well, he takes orphans, right? What if he gets Billy Batson?
I'm not against that as an Elseworld story.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That'd be interesting.
So,
gents, I'm gonna hop off. I gotta get ready. I am going to do a stream at midnight on my gaming channel.
Yeah, I see that you sneakily made a little stream.
Yeah,
bastard.
Yeah, because
you're leaving us for you.
Kingdom Hearts.
He's gonna go take. If you want to watch,
he's been bricked up this whole time.
Here's the link in the chat to subscribe to Jesker's gaming channel so you can listen to him talk about Kingdom Hearts even more.
Yeah, we go on stream for maybe an hour and a half, boys.
Swan is here. She slept through parts of the stream.
Ooh, Swan.
Well, we're not. It lasts a few minutes, but we're not done yet. We're not done.
I'm gonna hop off now so I can go ahead and get ready for my stream. I'll see you guys over there if y'all want to show up. I do have the invite posted in the CG Church green room. I've also got it pinned in the chat on the YouTube video if anybody wants to hop in. All right,
cool.
All right,
see y'all over there.
Later, brother.
Peace out.
Later.
Grumpy says the entire New 52 was decanonized for Rebirth, but Rebirth says everything is canon. So Damien is canon and Carrie Kelly is canon.
With comic books, you kind of got to make your own canon anymore. It's so obliterated, it doesn't make any sense. That's the biggest problem with comic books. So I pick and choose what is canon to me, and I think everyone should do the same.
We'll save we'll save some of this stuff for next week.
Hell yeah,
If-
Dory fan.
If at all. We'll just knock it. The last trailer that we wanted to look at, because the other one we won't really watch the whole trailer for, because who's gonna give a crap? But
well, it wasn't.
We'll still talk about it. We're just not gonna watch the trailer for it. But no, we'll watch Spider-Man Noir, because I was wanting to see this, and I'm interested in this. And Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
Hell
he's good in Spider-Verse, but then just being like, we're just gonna do a whole movie with that. And
Is it a movie?
It's a movie, I believe, or a
nice.
show. It's a show. It's a series. So it's a show.
Okay.
But it's Amazon
right?
Prime, so it's not Disney Plus. It's Amazon Prime. It's like Sony related. It's like not MCU. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like Sin City-ish, very Sin City-ish.
Yeah, there's going to be, and just like Snyder, it's going to be a black and white version and a color version released. You can watch either. Why you would not watch the black and white version? I don't know.
That's the whole point of the noir. They shouldn't actually not even do a color version or do
But
splashes of color, like
or something. I guess you're filming it in color anyway, so it could it's different because at least with the Snyder cut, that had no reason being black and white. The Snyder cut was no reason being black and white.
Straight Beans is about to have an argument with Grumpy about Robin right now in the chat. Love it. Fight it out, boys. Fight it out.
Yeah. Anyway, Spider-Man Noir. Yeah, so that's just a little teaser that we got, but I like.
Oh shit! I thought it was longer than that.
No, it's just a little teaser. This seems to be the Vulture, perhaps. We don't know, but the Vulture in the Noir verse eats Uncle Ben. So
Oh damn.
Yeah, Noir verse is nutty. So we'll see what they do with that.
Do they got comics on that? That sounds like something I'm definitely.
Yeah, that's the Noir verse is all comics. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's probably right up your alley, actually.
I need to get into that. It sounds wild.
Preston says, if you like Noir, check out their upcoming comic, Team at Foeum imprint. Preston, you've got to learn to look before you leap.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was the other trailer, the Ironheart trailer.
Oh boy.
Well, like I said, we don't really need to watch it because who really cares? I'll tell you who.
Man.
Nobody. There's one thing this show does that I think is all right, and that her helmet is an actual helmet that she has to put on her head. That's it. That's how low the bar is.
People who care.
That's how low the bar is for movies. Now, I don't even want to be like the grifters and talk about how bad it's going to be, but the thing is
you gotta be honest.
doing.
If it's going to be shit and you think it looks like actual shit, you got to be honest.
They're doing a 3-episode premiere and then dropping the other 3, I think, the next day, and that's it. It's a 6-episode show, and they're just dumping it. So clearly, they're not. They don't have high hopes for this. Yeah, Grumpy, I'm not excited for this though. It's nothing.
Like they were just pressured kind of into making it to check a box. Let's be real. I mean,
and also even then, it's coming way later than it really should have. Ironheart should have been introduced way before she ever was. And
yes, this is not a good time for this movie. Not in today's climate where the pendulum is starting to swing back a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know. Also, her suit's way too bulky. From what I've seen of Ironheart, it's smaller and sleeker. This is just, I don't know. I don't think I don't think people are gonna even their target audience, kids and teens and stuff. I don't think they're really gonna care about this.
And I'm just tired of the side characters coming up and being smarter than their counterparts. Black Panther's sister is way more capable and smarter than Black Panther. Get the fuck out of here, man. Peter Parker's not even smarter than Iron Man, but this bitch out of nowhere is. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the Ohat Mood original, the smartest people in the universe, right? And it was you got your Reed Richards as number 1, and your Dr. Dooms, and your Hank McCoys, and your Hank Pyms, and it's okay, yeah, I can get behind that. And then now you look it up and it's like, oh, fucking Devil or Moon Girl, Riri, Amadeus Cho, and like they're all smarter than like everybody, including Reed. I'm like, get out of here with
It's like,
that.
no, you got to rewrite so much lore, and that takes too much work to make that.
Yeah. But no, a Tory fan. There is no. Actually, there's a Preston thing. I forgot to put a Preston thing in there. There you go. There's Preston's for. Anyway, but yeah. So Marvel Studios, Ironheart. No one's really
Stop
going
shitting
for
on the
that.
original counterparts. If you're gonna do that, make a whole new character.
Yeah, like not, and even then, like they cut the Iron stuff for the Iron Man stuff from her character at least, but still, like, I don't know. The name's also terrible.
Just another, it's a terrible name. And it's just another rehash of a character that's already been done.
Not real Iron Man, not Ironheart.
Grumpy loves his Shane Davis isms.
Anyway, another news coming out. A lot of people happy about this. Kristen Ritter will return as Jessica Jones in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Now,
I still need to watch this first season.
I still need to watch like Jessica Jones. Like,
I don't really care about that.
All that stuff. But no, I'm excited. I like kudos to them. Like, yeah, that means Luke Cage is possibly coming in. Iron Fist, right?
Yeah, they both, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, deserve a better treatment than what they got.
Yeah.
They kind of just it was kind of just lackluster from what I heard, and then everyone just they just forgot about it and pushed it to the side.
Sadly though, I'm willing to bet they never touch Danny Rand ever again. Sadly.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
I love Iron Fist. I need to get more of his shit.
But
it'd be awesome to see a Luke Cage and Kingpin fight. That'd be badass as fuck. They'll like destroy the whole city doing that.
Yeah, especially this new buff, the buffed version of Kingpin. Before he would have killed Kingpin in 2 seconds, but they buffed him. So
yeah.
I still don't get another, like, if Marvel came to me like, you're writing Luke Cage tomorrow, what do you got? He's gonna fight fucking Tombstone. How come Luke Cage doesn't fight Tombstone?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Like just because they're both invincible, like just them slugging it out, like beating each other down, like that'd be awesome. Like in just a gangland fight, some crime stuff, like just.
So Luke Cage, is he stronger than Cap, or is he about on the same level?
I don't know, stronger than Cap, but he's got super strength. If we go by Ultimate Alliance logics, Luke Cage can do the super strength things that the Hulk and the Thing can do, but Cap can't. So
yeah, he's definitely, I think he's like bulletproof. He's strong as fuck. So yeah, you could have some interesting villains with that. I mean, Wolverine will be a cool fucking run-in with him.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I think Tombstone and Luke Cage, like, even though they're the same character basically, but that'd be cool.
Also, so Black Guy versus the albino guy too. The perfect fucking counterpart to him.
Yeah. I forgot to mention too about Thunderbolts is there's a point where John Walker does a really big jump and people were like power scaling him because he does a jump that like Cap cannot do based on what we've seen, right? He does a Hulk style jump in the elevator shaft that they have to climb up, and he just goes up, right? And then he slowly comes back down. But people were power scaling that of like, how can John Walker do that? Like, can Cap do that? And what my belief is, and what people were saying, is that the super soldier serum enhances, right? Cap was like a scrawny little guy.
Right.
It enhanced him to better than a human, but John Walker was physically fit and trained, so it enhanced him beyond even that. So, I mean,
exactly. Not just that. I think I was also reading that I need to start getting back into Captain America. I used to read the fuck out of Captain, and I love U.S. Agent, but he has a newer variant of the super soldier serum, which is even stronger.
Yeah, he's given powers by the Power Broker in the comics. Yeah, and he told Cap that he's like 100 times stronger or something like that, but he's also loses to Cap all the time. But Grumpy says, I don't hate Jessica Jones' show. Kristen is better Jessica Jones than Ben has created. I don't like the comic one. Grumpy likes something. I'm surprised.
Wow, and a chick.
Asian Iron Fist sucks, says Grumpy. Yeah, and then like they've been pushing the Swordmaster Iron Fist recently, with Rivals, and he appears in What If in the cameo, and it's like Danny Rand is just gone. Like
Yeah, it sucks.
Danny Rand has fans too. It's not like it's like if it was like Richard Wright or Nova or like Quasar fans, that guy gives a shit. But like Danny's got fans, and
Danny
got
Rand
like
is an OG, bro.
Danny's got history, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another thing that'll get Grumpy mad is the Wonder Man show. You know, of course, with the race swapped Wonder Man. It'll have 8 episodes, each 30 minutes long, and so it's like another show that they're just kind of
the length of being too short. Yeah, I thought Wonder Man was a black guy.
No, he's a white guy.
Is he one guy?
You're thinking of Power Man, probably, which is Luke Cage.
But yeah, no one gives a fuck about Wonder Man either.
Yeah, this movie comes way too late. Wonder Man could have been cool, like phase 2, to be like, oh, we're gonna try something, right? And like to been built up, even like is like a side character in another story, you know.
That's what I thought, Grumpy. I thought he was stronger than Cap.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's stronger.
Shit, that'd be a cool fight. Like a fucking U.S. agent and Luke Cage. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, depending if they did increase U.S. agent to be like really strong. But yeah, Wonder Man. I'm probably not going to watch this. I'll be honest. I never cared. I was never much of a Wonder Man guy.
I never
anyway.
knew. I never cared about Wonder Man. I don't know
Closest I've ever got to Wonder Man was in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, and even that's not like a really like amazing Wonder Man adaptation because he's just in nothing.
Yeah.
Like he dies and his brain is put in Vision, and that's Wonder Man's like big mark on the world. Like. I have a comic from like 72 that's like the return of Wonder Man when he came back from the dead. But like otherwise it's like Wonder Man is nothing.
He's nothing to me. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah. And then finally, this was just the recent news. The changing, like you know, a lot of teenagers these days, they go through these changes and they you know, they change their genders or they go through these phases, but you know, so you can't trust these new kids out there. But HBO Max is changing its name back to HBO Max after no one called it just Max anymore. So they're going back to HBO Max, and there's even a promo of John Cena filming stuff for Peacemaker where he has to change his thing mid thing. Like there's behind the scenes footage of them like while they were filming it. They're like, well, we just got the word. It's HBO Max again.
Just call it HBO again. I mean, same thing with X. Like, just call it fucking Twitter again, dude. No one calls it X.
Yeah. But yeah. No Ask Us Anything this week because I want to get to bed early because I got to work tomorrow. But,
Coward.
But thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Thank you, Snowman. Thank you, Jessica. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Tori Fan, Grumpy, Swan, Cynic, Preston, Stray Beans popped in for a little bit. Ruby was here. There's Stray Beans. Ruby was here. Jim popped in looking for Cynic. Boxing Historian.
Hell, y'all are the shit, man.
Moo Buckaroo was here for a little bit.
Promote the stream. Keep coming back. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Love you.
You know, we're heading a little bit into our season finale of Wow Wednesday, as it were. We'll see if we get renewed for season 2. We don't know yet, but Grumpy coming in at the end with I don't care about race swap Wonder Man. It sucks, and the show or movie will suck. Earth's Mightiest Heroes Wonder Man was legit. See, even then, like Earth's Mightiest Heroes Wonder Man, I felt like didn't scratch the surface of the character to me because I didn't get anything out of him.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Wonder Man.
Yeah, like he's not even in like Ultimate Alliance or anything. Like usually they kind of give you like a little push of a lower
unique
tier guy. You can kind of pick up some stuff with, but it's like
what
nothing.
What are they doing with like Dr. Voodoo? What is his name? Mr. Voodoo?
Brother Voodoo.
Brother Voodoo. Do all kinds of crazy shit with him.
Presence of 6 seasons in a movie. You know, well, like I said, we'll see what happens. Definitely gonna take a break.
I'm
but we'll
definitely.
see.
If we're doing a movie, I'm either Wolverine or Batman.
Wait, you know, if you're gonna cast in a movie, you're playing Iron Fists.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because you
Well,
already.
actually, he's more kung fu than boxing. If we're doing like martial arts, who the fuck? I guess I could be Daredevil.
Yeah,
I'll
maybe.
be a blind guy. Because his dad was a boxer.
That's true. You can play Daredevil's dad. You can have a cameo.
Yeah, I'll die immediately.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming. We'll be back next week for the Pun Ultimate episode of Wild Wednesday. But until then, I'm going to play the outro.